Welcome back again, guys. Let's talk about variables and data types in this video. When we talk about programming, we have data in our programs. It can be numbers, it can be names, so it can be places, it can be tables. So there are a few types of data which we will talk later in this video. So before going to data, let's discuss what are variables. So think of variable as a name that is given to your data. So you'll use many data in a program. Let's say we declare a variable called likes and assign a value of 100 to that. So what this does is, this will store a value called 100 in your computer memory somewhere, right? And the likes is the reference that we have to this memory location. So we say likes is referencing the memory location of 100. We can declare another variable called channel name equals inside double quotes neural canvas. Let's give average view time and an average of 3.5 minutes. Okay, so we give 3.5. Right, so these are three different variables with three different values, and these values also are three different kinds. So if we want to print, let's say likes, we run this program, you can see we get the amount as 100. We'll print other variables as well. Channel name, so we have all three printed here. So what is the use of having a variable like this? Let's say the variable likes, we will need to use this number 100 in several places in our program. So imagine if you mentioned this 100 in like 20-30 times in your program, you've written 100 at every place. If you need to change that value to 200, you have to go to each and every place, erase 100 and put 200 back in there. So if you have declared a variable, you just need to change the value here, 100 to 200, it changed everywhere. So few things I want to tell you here. If you can see, when we are declaring variables, there are few rules that we need to consider. A variable cannot start with a number or a special character. A variable name can have English characters A to Z, numbers from 0 to 9, and underscore. Let's say for an example, I declare a variable called likes with a dollar mark, okay, 200. Yeah, it shows an error already. So if you run it, it says invalid syntax and it points out to this dollar mark. From the special characters, we can only use underscore. Also, these variable names are case sensitive, which means if you declare likes as starting with capital L, it refers to a different variable. Here you are starting with simple L, here you are starting with capital L. Print likes with capital L, and when you run it, you can see it's printing out 100. And you cannot have spaces in between the variable names. Let's say average view time, so you put average space view time and then run your program, it will again run into an error. Then let's move on to data types. So there are few data types in Python, and in this video we'll be talking about primitive data types. So there are three primitive data types in Python, which are numbers, Boolean, strings. Under numbers, we are using integers and float. So let's take an example. Let's declare a variable called name, and let's say we put Adam. So when we are declaring a name, it needs to be inside these double quotes, and we call this data type as string. As we spoke in our early video also, this is a series of characters. If you put anything in between these double quotes, it will become a string. And if you are declaring a number, let's say a variable name called age, you don't need to add any double quotes. You can just put the number in there. So age 23. So this data type is called numbers. So there are two types of numbers. This one with the whole number, we call it as integers, and if you have a decimal number, we call it as float. And we'll declare his height 1.8 meters. This data type is also falling under numbers and it's called a float. And the third one is Boolean. Boolean is true or false. If we declare another variable to check something, if we declare a variable called is active, we can put it as true. So this true should start with capital T, and if it's false, it should also start with capital F. So if we print this is active and run it, it will give you the output as true. That's everything you need to know about variables and data types for now. We'll talk about these in the future in more detail, and I'll see you in next video.